Welcome back to the news at 10. The federal government is planning to increase the nation's petroleum market in Asia after losing a substantial part of the United States market. One of such target markets is Pakistan, whose Minister of Petroleum, Shahid Abbasi, is currently in Nigeria to facilitate the new trade relations. While meeting with Mr. Abbasi in Abuja, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Mr. Andrew Yakubu, revealed that India is currently Nigeria's biggest market for petroleum resources.
You are a very good market for Nigerian hydrocarbon resources. I'm also happy to inform you too that your immediate neighbors, the Indian community, today is one of the largest importers of our petroleum products. We haven't lost a substantial market to US. India today is the largest importer, and we look forward to having more market within your sub-region, which today I've seen clearly that you are a potential market for hydrocarbon resources.
Our target over the next 3 years is to look for about 2 billion cubic feet per day from LNG, and we look upon Nigeria as a potential source for that LNG, and we hope that this meeting today can translate into future negotiations for procurement of LNG from Nigeria.
Time for business news. Here's Adeshawa Josh with details.
Oh, thanks a lot. In business news tonight, Nigeria's headline inflation figure for the month of March is expected to decrease to 7.64% when released by the National Bureau of Statistics. And this is according to the Financial Derivatives Company Limited in its monthly report on the economy. FDC reveals that its projection is hinged on a slower rate of change in consumer prices when compared to the same period in 2013. Further to this, the continuous contractionary monetary policy by the central bank is expected to keep inflation muted in the near term. Also, the projection of a lower inflation rate coincides with the announced rebased GDP numbers, which is expected to attract international institutions into the country. The 2014 Lagos State Economic Summit has ended with a call to the political elite to show the example and be more committed if the power sector must be revamped. On our focus on business this week is what we are focusing on what this could mean, not just for the economy of Lagos, but that of Nigeria. Our business correspondent Chimize Obiwagu reports.
Some experts believe Lagos, the economic hub of Nigeria with an estimated population of 17.5 million and rising, needs about 10,000 megawatts of electricity to meet demand. It is currently getting 1,000 megawatts from the national grid. Despite the takeover of PHCN by the private sector, Lagosians and indeed Nigerians are still seeking for an improved supply.
It has not improved at all.
Before now, we could have lights for 3 days and they wouldn't turn it off. Like the power supply wouldn't be cut off, but now we barely have light up to like twice in a week.
And to find a solution to this problem, the 7th Lagos Economic Summit was focused on how to harness the electricity potentials of the state to power its economy.
You have here the possibility of quick power delivery. You have alternative sources of fuel, whether it is liquefied natural gas, whether it is LPO, LPFO, or natural gas.
Lagos State may be endowed with these potentials, but there are some challenges.
Gas supply constraint. We don't have enough gas to actually lead to more generation of power at this point.
For the NNPC, Dealing with gas pipeline vandalism demands total commitment from all stakeholders.
This is a problem that is almost now beyond NNPC on its own. It requires both the security agencies, it requires traditional rulers, it requires everybody to intervene to stop.
Getting the power sector right is critical to the growth of the economy, but consumers also have a role to play.
We need people to be alive to their responsibility. There's too much electricity theft with the connivance of so many people. Now, if you continue to do that, you are punishing law-abiding citizens.
In all of these, participants agree that everything boils down to proper leadership.
What it really needs now is concerted commitment of political elite to say, this is our country, we want to commit it, we want to build something for our grandchildren, not just for our sources and our livelihoods in short term, just to benefit because we are in public office. But no, say we want to commit to our future, and it's doable. I think you already have critical mass for that and energy from people.
And so, while these recommendations are being made, it's also important for the leaders to move into action and see that these talks become a reality. Chimezie Obiwagu, Channels Television News.
The interbank lending rates held steady at an average of 10.5% on Friday after the central bank retired about 226 billion naira in mature treasury bills, boosting liquidity level in the banking system. Lending rates on the interbank had risen to an average of 14% on Wednesday after the CBN recalled about 230 billion naira from the banking system to meet a new cash reserves requirement on private sector deposits. The secured open buyback was unchanged for the third consecutive week at 10.25%, 1.75 percentage points below the central bank's benchmark rate of 12%. The overnight placement and call money were also unchanged at 10.5% and 10.75% respectively. Traders expect rates to remain stable at the prevailing level next week in anticipation of further injection of funds from budgetary allocations to government agencies. And that's business news this hour. The News at 10 continues shortly.
Next on the news at 10, Arsenal beat Wigan 4-2 on penalties to reach FA Cup final. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.